All right, so welcome back. Yes, here we go. We got a ton of news and updates about all things Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2 and more features devs are looking into right now to possibly add post-launch to the game. This is very cool. Could we actually see them open up the class system, for example, to allow us to use the same classes in operations mode? Well, we got some comments about that one. Plus, some fans' feathers are ruffled over this one thing, but will this ever change in the future? And some very important info before you hop into early access. So I say we start with the official stuff. So yes, just a note here. They posted this on the Warhammer official Twitter account. It says just a few more days until we hang out and play. Join us for a chance to win a copy of the collector's edition of Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. And they are doing an entire live stream on Wednesday, September 4th at 4 p.m. BST time at twitch.tv/Warhammer. So this is going to be an opportunity to check out the game. But yeah, mentioning giveaways, remember, I'm also running my own Space Marine 2 giveaway. So for a chance to win a copy, see that top pinned comment down below. And we got to talk about prepping for early access here. Check this out. So PC players will require a minimum of 75 gigabytes of available space to play Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2. And then, of course, Xbox players will need 58.59 gigabytes of available space. But what about PlayStation? We have 54 gigabytes required of available space to download the game before early access. Also, this is super important to note right here. If you missed it, this is kind of hidden away at the tail end of one of my videos. But yes, early unlock for consoles is going to be on September 5th. And then some places are going to be on September 6th. But also for PC, it is also going to be somewhat the same scenario here. September 5th over here, and then other parts of the world, September 6th. But you can pause the screen to make note of your release time. So yeah, check that out. Be mindful of that going forward. But yeah, you know what? There's also been some controversies over this as well. Some people are not happy about what's going on with the price points of some of the packages for Space Marine 2, some of the additions, and then also that early access. Check it out right here. It says players should not be punished for buying this game. It says players should not be punished for not spending more than full price for a game by being given the game late. Advanced access is a lie and very anti-consumer. You're not paying to get access early. You're paying to get access on the actual release day and not being late. Sad to see this on Steam of all places. And some people threw their 2 cents in here and they went on to say this: it's too late and so are you. I hate it too, but the masses have voted with their wallets on a lot of previous cases, and now everyone is doing it, and it's here to stay. Has nothing to do with Steam, Valve, bark at the publisher's dev, and most importantly, the customers who enable it by buying it. Shots fired. Now, since I'm paying extra for the bonuses, the early access is a bonus. And some people are just done with this. They say, thank you for your opinion. The door is over there. I myself, I'm pretty used to this practice by now. Yes, it is a bummer that they separate it like this, of course, but it's just not going to change. I don't believe it's going to go away ever. And there's also some concerns about how this is being handled. Chaos Space Marine classes being Legion locked. So it says, so it looks like the Space Marine classes are locked to specific legions. Example, Vanguard, World Eaters, Sniper, Alpha Legion. Bulwark is going to be Death Guard, Assault, Night Lords. You'll be able to change colors and emblems, but you won't, for example, be able to play an Assault Marine with a Khorne Berserker helmet. I don't like this direction. Obviously, this was done to reduce the scope and work. It's difficult to make every piece of armor compatible with every class. Like Khorne Berserker helmet could potentially clip into a jump pack or something, and the developers have done this to make it easier on themselves. And to a certain point, I get it. The game is already humongously huge, so they need to optimize their development if they want to ever get this game launched. But I really don't like limiting player customization as a solution. Hopefully, they could fix this limitation in future updates. And yeah, I think this is a tough one for the dev team to please everyone in this regard. You know, when it comes to development time, this sort of thing would be very, very intensive based on the fact that all these classes are going to be different shapes and sizes, and to have all of these armor sets prevail through every single class is a daunting task. Then again, we will have more cosmetic options post-launch. We'll see how that works. But yeah, we also need to talk about how the devs did reply out here on their official community about some ideas that the community does have. So this is very interesting. So let's get into this. It says, unlock class freedom in PvE for roleplay. It goes on to say this right here, add multiple class choice in private operations. Proof they don't intend to add it. So yeah, they aren't allowing duplicates, if you did not know, in cooperative mode. And then it's like you can have 2 same classes in PvP. Now, it says this, as it is not planned to make it able to use the same classes in operations mode, I plead, if not universally, at least enable it for private sessions. Allow players to select the same classes in operations mode, at least in private sessions with friends. While PvP restrictions make sense for balance, PvE should prioritize fun and roleplay, enable full class flexibility in private sessions. For instance, a squad of all bulwarks or multiple assaults can create unique and engaging experiences. This change won't impact game balance since it's restricted to private cooperative play. It empowers players to tailor their strategies, enhance creativity, and fully immerse in roleplay. In a private setting, any balance issues can be easily managed by adjusting the game difficulty or style, making this a non-issue. Let players enjoy the freedom to play how they want in private sessions. And the dev response here is simple and straightforward. It says, hello, thank you for your feedback. We will see if we can come up with a solution later during live ops. So you're telling me there's a chance at the very, very least. So, hey, that's cool that they responded about that one. No guarantees, but they are looking into it. And it sounds like they will be revisiting this down the road in some sort. I don't know if they're going to be doing dev live streams or blog posts. We will have to wait and see. But you know what? There were some comments about this. It says, I might be in the minority, but I like that in PvE there are no duplicate classes. I understand allowing it in private matches though. And another response, agreed, private is perfectly fine, but with public, picking a class to support your team, whatever that class is, especially during more difficult fights, is important. Me as well. Every single person that has played a co-op game knows there's a discussion between the boys weeks and days before launch about who will be picking what. Me, I'm always a Phil, and I love that. I'll bring death in any way I can. So he's adapting. He knows he's going to have to adapt with this one. And it's going to be interesting. You're going to have to be kind of like going into this, I think, having 2 classes at the very least that you love and rotating between those 2, or maybe even 3, so you can like find like a happy balance when you hop in here, even with randoms perhaps. So I'm curious to see how players receive this one, of course. As long as all the classes are fun to play with and there's not like a 2 or 3 classes that are really held back, then yeah, I'm not too worried. But it seems like from like the gameplay that we have seen, all the classes are a ton of fun. Now we also have this one right here, lens colors. It says this sounds trivial, but several chapters have different colored lenses. I would love to have the ability to alter the lens color of our helmets at some point in the future. And the devs mark this as nice to have. They say, once again, thank you for the feedback. They will be discussing this for the live ops, but no promises. That's really important, that bit about no promises. But again, they did mark it as like something that is on their list. They have a priority list, and that's making it on there, including this one right here as well. They did the same response to this about Tyranid shell cosmetics. It says it's armor pieces adorned with Tyranid carapaces or skulls like Lieutenant from the Leviathan box. I think this could be cool for something like prestige cosmetics later down the road. And yeah, again, they did say the exact same thing, but no promises that they are actually perhaps considering this in the future. So that's pretty cool, and would be nice to see those additional little details added to the game. I think it could add a lot to it. Now, we also have this right here. It says, I'm here to make a request that campaign posts are properly tagged with the spoiler checked just until the full release. I wanted to highlight this to let you guys know that future coverage here is going to have absolutely no campaign spoilers whatsoever. So you do not have to worry about that right here on this channel at the very least. So that is the good news. You can have a sigh of relief there. Now it's time to go over your top comments. Remember, leave a comment down below. It can end up right here in a future video. So yeah, let's do this. Let's see what you guys had to say here. It says the developers seem genuinely interested in communicating openly and listening to community feedback. It's a very good sign. It's kind of reminding me of the scenario with the first Ascendant, how that dev team is extremely active in communicating. And that's something that I absolutely love, that sort of transparency and really listening. we'll see, of course, how this goes in the long term. Now, we also have, after playing Bolt Gun, I would really ask to add a button to make the Space Marine shout for the Emperor. That would be absolutely freaking awesome if they could add that in there. Maybe even like more emotes like that, you know? That would be very cool. Also, we have, I would love to see multiple different enemies fighting each other in mass. And we as Space Marines are just pushing through the chaos. It sounds like it might be reserved for their upcoming Horde mode. They do plan to, of course, release down the road. It's part of the roadmap. So yeah, I do imagine that we are going to be experiencing something similar to that. Now, it says, please do remember that nice to have is not a confirmation in any way. It is the lowest of priorities for game development, but is on their radar and being talked about. So that's nice. Exactly. 100% agree. But hey, at least some of this stuff is being looked into and it is on their radar. So there's that slimmer of hope that some of this stuff could actually make it into the game. Now we have this one. I'd be happy just lore accurate faces for each chapter. Salamanders, black skin, red eyes. That would be very, very cool. Yeah. Now it says the Beakies would probably come with Raven Guard pack. I just hope it comes with lightning claws. There is a ton of stuff from what I'm seeing that they could do with the customization. It is wild. It feels like it's almost near endless. And then also there's a lot of factions that we could see down the road. The potential for this game is immense. I am curious to see how long they will be able to support it and keep it up and keep everyone entertained. That's going to be like the biggest thing. All right, so there it is. The latest happenings around Space Marine 2. Stay tuned here. We are nearly there, guys. 2 early access. I cannot believe it. So yeah, this September is going to be wild for gaming. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Take care.